Okay. All right, so now it's time for the third session, and that is our usual guided newspaper practice class that we keep doing. We'll just start in a minute so that everyone joins in comfortably, everyone has settled down. Just give me a hello on the comments box if you're in and you can get my audio and video. Hi, Jaswinder. Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. Hi, Jaswinder, Madhvi, Gagandeep, Sahaj, Vinil, Rosman, Zahra, Salini, Aditya, Alekhya, Abhishek, Manpreet, Priyanka. Good to have all of you. Okay. I hope some of you have attended the previous sessions as well. How many of you attended the morning grammar class and or the spelling class that we just completed? Just give me yes if you attended at least one of the two. Hi, Varsha. Hi, Ansu, Pallavi, Harshita. All right. So as you guys know, we are conducting this Learnathon where we are having continuous classes throughout the day. So this is the third class. In the morning at 9 a.m. we had the grammar class. At 10 a.m. we had the spelling class. And now we have the newspaper reading class. So this particular class keeps happening every day anyway. So this is going to be one such similar session. Very good. Some of you have attended both. Good. Rosman, Madhvi, Ansu, Shiv Kailash. No problem. Phoebe. Anyway, the recordings are there. Okay. So what do we do in this particular session? What do we do in newspaper reading every day? Is we take an article, usually from very good newspapers like Live Mint, Indian Express, and so on. And then we do 3 rounds of that entire article. Okay. The first round is a mix of listening and reading. So I read the article very slowly. All you have to do is listen, and you have to also look at the English content, try to grasp as much as possible. All right. The bottom line is to improve your understanding of the language. Okay. The second round is speaking. So I will take out a particular paragraph. I will read it loudly with 2 to 3 words only at a time. Okay. So your objective here is to focus on the pauses, stresses, and pronunciation. All right. And finally, the last round will be writing. So you will tell me your opinion. What do you think about this entire issue? And you will also give me sentences out of the new words that we learn. All right. That's the idea. Wonderful. Good. Everyone, Ashwati, Gayatri, Aviva, Shalini, good. Both. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Let's start. Now, the topic is the average Indian CEO lasts less than 4 years in the corner office. So the tenure of CEOs in India are less than 4 years. All right, that's what the article is about. Why? Okay. In top Indian corporate leaders last fewer years in office than politicians do. So politicians at least last for 5 years, right? But CEOs usually have their tenure terminated due to some reason or the other in less than 5 years. A chief executive officer or managing director of an average BSE 500 company. What do you mean by BSE? Many of you might know this. A CEO or managing director of an average BSE 500 company stays in the role for 3.4 years. A Mint analysis of data from the past decade suggests. Okay, the global average for the world's largest 2,500 companies during 2004 to 18 was 5 years, according to a PW study, about 47% higher than the Indian average. So BSE means Bombay Stock Exchange, right? So for all the companies that are listed on the Bombay Stock Exchange, I think 500 top companies or something of that sort, the average is only 3.4 years. So a CEO is holding his or her office only for 3.4 years, whereas globally the average is 5 years. So in India, something is happening due to which the CEOs are leaving too quickly. So let's see what exactly is that. Okay, over the past 5 years, the tenure. What do you mean by tenure? What is the meaning of this word? Tenure Who can tell me? Tenure. Very simple. Over the past 5 years, the tenure. Tell me. So tenure, correct. Tenure is basically the duration for which a particular person is in a particular position. Okay, so the tenure of the prime minister, tenure of the manager, tenure of this contract. Okay, some kind of position for a particular period. Yes, good. The tenure of Indian CEOs have gone up slightly, even though it still remains below 4 years. CEOs have longer tenures in mature markets, but a tenure of around 4 years in an emerging market such as India isn't unusual. Said this. It says that in mature markets means in countries like, say, the US and in Europe, CEOs can have a longer tenure, no problem there. But in India, which is called an emerging market, which means there are lots of changes, right? So people's skill sets also vary. Some CEO might be very good at people management, some might be technically very good, and so on. So it differs from person to person, right? So that's why, because of the constant change in the market, the CEOs also have to keep quitting, or they are terminated and new CEOs are brought in. Good. Sumati, Sadhna, Pavan, Joby, Jia, Joy, Sharon. Good. Let's keep going. Good. Lily, Aditya. Now, fewer than half of Indian CEOs completed 3 years in office. Again, so a graph analysis. Let's skip that and let's keep going forward. The analysis is based on the data of all companies that have been part of the S&P BSE 500 universe at least once in the past decade. So these are the companies that were taken to do this analysis. The sample covers, what do you mean by sample? Tell me. The sample covers 296 CEOs and managing directors of these firms who have left office in the 2011 to 20 period. What do you mean by the sample? Very simple. The word sample basically means a collection of data or any other physical item upon which some research or some kind of analysis is done. Okay, so when you go and give your blood, right, for some report, say I want to get myself checked for diabetes. So what will I do? I will give my blood. So it's called a blood sample, right, upon which then the doctors or the respective medical professionals will do whatever technical work they have to do, and then they will give me the report, right? So that's called sample. Good. Okay, chairpersons are excluded as their role would be non-executive. So this is basically saying who are the considerations set in this particular analysis. Now, over the past few years, the average tenure of CEOs have gone up. Okay, so it has increased a little, to be fair, including in some beleaguered sectors such as real estate and financial services. What do you mean by this? Including in some beleaguered? What do you mean by beleaguered? Good. Nandini, Sahaj, Sumati, Alekia, Gagandeep, Pamma, Saurabh, Ajanta, Madhvi, Tenzin. Good. Reno, Varsha, Priyanka. Very simple. So beleaguered means a very difficult and a very tight kind of a sector. Okay, unorganized, yes, and also not very important anymore. Not very important plus very difficult sector. Okay, such as real estate and financial services. So you don't have much scope for profit anymore, and the market is down and so on. Okay, down and out kind of. Okay, now in construction and real estate, for instance, the average tenure length in the 2016 to 20 period was a little over 4 years. So the article is saying that in these bad sectors, the tenure has gone up. CEOs are able to hold their office for a longer period. Okay, whereas the average tenure in the industry was just 2.6 years in the 2011 to 15. So in 2011 to 15, it was 2.6. Now suddenly the last 5 years, it has gone to 4 years. Okay, so CEOs are able to hold their positions very strongly now. Okay, let's see. Another important piece of information, CEO tenures have become longer in IT and construction companies in the recent years. Okay. What do you mean by recent years? The last few years. If I say in the recent years something has happened, maybe I mean the last 5 years or so. Okay, that's the meaning. Okay, going ahead. Real estate operations were earlier driven by specific projects, and they would shrink once a project got over. Okay, so what is the meaning? Real estate operations were earlier driven by specific projects, which means suddenly you have to build a lot of buildings. But what after those are done? Then what you would do? So the operations would shrink. You don't need so many people and so on. Okay, said this person. Okay, with policy changes such as GST and incoming foreign players, we are seeing consolidation in operations. What do you mean by consolidation? Consolidation in operations and improved corporate structures being put in place, leading to longer tenures. What do you mean by this word? Consolidation in operations. Good. Atisya. Real estate means Sahaj, it means construction business, okay, to put in very simple. Shrink means to become smaller, shrinking. So think about your clothes, we buy a new shirt maybe, and then when we put to wash, it suddenly the size reduces a little. So that is called shrinking, okay? Yep, good. Very good, Aviva, correct. More like a compilation, a collection. All right. So what's happening is a lot of unorganized activities come together and become more formal. They become formalized. Better structures are developed around it. So the process improves. That's what it says. Okay. Good. Neetu, Shivani, Pama, Sumati, Madhvi, Phoebe, Aviva. Good. Okay. Nice. Let's keep moving forward. We are done until this point. Okay. But in industries such as hotels and tourism and metals, tenures have significantly shortened in the recent years. What do you mean by significantly shortened in this particular instance? When I say tenures have significantly shortened, what do I mean? Significantly shortened? Yes, which means shortened to a great extent. Okay, in the recent years, in these industries, the CEO tenure has come down very, very sharply. Okay, the trends are similar for median tenure length. Okay, it's basically average and median. Don't worry about it. Now, only 7 chief executives in the sample lasted longer than 10 years. So only 7 CEOs are able to sit on that CEO chair for over 10 years. Very, very rare, right? Out of how much, 296 or something, only 7. Data on whether executive heads were promoters or not were available for only 14. So some data was not available. Fine. Next, in this truncated sample, barely 8% CEOs and MDs were non-promoters. Now tell me, what do you mean by the word truncated? In this truncated, very, very simple. Oops, sorry. Okay. Truncated sample means you can say slightly deviated, slightly skewed. Okay, that is called truncated. So you don't have complete data. You cannot say that this data is completely fair and uniform. Maybe it is truncated, skewed to some side. But in that kind of a sample, only 8% were non-promoters. Promoters are those who started the company and got it going. Okay, good. Dheeraj, Varsha, Sadhna, Sumati, Harshita, good. Tenzin, very good. Pavan, Manreet, good job. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Almost one couple of more paragraphs, and then we'll go to the next activity. Increasingly, resignations rather than retirements are cutting short CEO tenures, right? So usually CEOs are a bit senior. They are maybe 55, 56 years old, or sometimes even younger. But it's resignations that are cutting out. So maybe someone is becoming a CEO, but in a couple of years they are resigning. Okay, instead of retiring, instead of naturally going out. Particularly in the private sector, this is happening. Some of these may be forced resignations where the board asks them to put in their papers. What do you mean by this phrase? Put in their papers. So if you say, I have put my papers, what do you think it means? I have put my papers. He is going to put his papers. He had put his papers yesterday, but today he changed his decision. What do you mean? It means to resign. Okay, it means you want to apply to quit. So usually when you want to go out of a company, you just don't walk out, right? You give a letter saying, I want to now resign from this organization and all that. So that is called putting in your paper. Okay, but it does not mean forcible resignation. Okay, so this phrase itself does not mean forcible resignation. You can say that someone forced him to put his papers, or he put his papers willingly. Okay, But this phrase alone does not mean forced or unforced. Okay, it does not indicate anything. Okay, now the past decade can be split into two eras. What do you mean by eras? A particular range of time. Era, but usually much longer. Okay, a majority of chief executives retired in the first half, but since 2016, nearly three-fourths have resigned from office. A lot of resignations happening. Okay, retirements are more common in the public sector than in the private sector. So where they naturally, come of age, they become 60, 61, and then they resign. Public sector chiefs have shorter tenures compared to private sector CEOs, but that's because they tend to get the corner office closer to their retirement age. Now, what happens is that in the public sector, someone becomes a CEO only at 58 or 59. So, how much time do they have? 1 year, 2 years at max? So, that shows that CEOs in the public sector stay as CEOs for a shorter duration. But that's because they became CEOs at the fag end of their careers. Okay, whereas in private sectors, maybe they became a CEO at 51, but by the time they hit 53, 54, the stress was too much or they couldn't handle it for some reasons. They themselves resigned or the board forced them to resign. Is it clear? Did you understand the whole passage until this point? Just give me yes if you understood it. Good. Omar, Deepthi, good. Manoj, Lily, can we say put down papers? Yes. That also can be said, yes. I've put down my papers, yes. All right, clear? Everyone clear? You understood what this passage is about? Okay. Good job. Good. Meena, Deepthi, Abhishek, Jia, Pooja, Sia, all new students who are attending the class, who are participating in the Learnathon, please subscribe, please hit the bell icon as well, because only then you will get the alert for the next class. Okay, we have another one at 12, a fun session at 1, then 3 o'clock. So we have continuous classes. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon too. Okay, good, everyone. Okay, so now it is time to write your opinion. Okay, to write what you think about it. So what do you think? Why is it that in India you're suddenly seeing a shorter tenure of CEOs? What do you think can be the reason? Tell me. But you have to give me a full sentence. You should not say stress. Okay, you should tell me what kind of stress, why. Give me a full sentence on it. Very simple. I'm waiting. Let's see. Work pressure in the private sector is more. Okay, so that's why you think that they're resigning. All right. Others, what do you think? Tell me, tell me. Private sector CEOs have more responsibility. They have to manage everything. Interesting, Gagandeep. So Gagandeep is telling that in the public sector, maybe the responsibility is limited. Okay, whereas in the private sector, also although the person is the CEO, in the public sector, you can still kind of make your way out. Okay, they can't handle big budgets on old age. Okay, Aditya, good. Okay, you're saying that they're not dynamic enough. All right. Abhishek is saying the reason is losses, internal issues. That's a great point. You're saying it's not the CEO's fault. It is just the industry's fault, the market's fault, the company's fault overall. See, lots of pressure from multinational companies, heavy workload, not getting time for family. Beautiful, highly valid. Hi, Ruby, welcome. Okay, Saurabh, due to less motivation, who prefer. Okay, beautiful, Saurabh. So sometimes you get CEOs from outside, you don't promote the ones inside. That can also be an issue. Ashwati says they're forced to do heavy jobs. Yes, short span, ridiculous targets. Lily says many reasons such as pay, personal interest, good, valid. Dheeraj, private companies, independent funding, failure, good. Omar Farooq, yes, you do agree. Shorter tenure, unable to work enthusiastically, can't handle stress. Very good, valid points. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll jump to a bit of reading now, a bit of speaking. So we'll just do these 3 paragraphs. Okay, so how will we do speaking? I will take 2 to 3 words at a time. I will go slowly. Just focus on the pronunciation. Okay, get the stresses, the pauses right, and pronounce every word correctly. Okay, that's going to be your aim. Good. Meanwhile, good sentences from Phoebe, Varsha, Aviva, Joby, Ajanta, Shiv, Uma Maheshwari, Sumati, good ones. Okay, let's begin this. Okay, now there is only one woman. Okay, there is only one woman. Woman. All right, it's not woman. Woman. And if you want to make it plural, you will say we men. Okay, WUMEN, WIMEN. These are the 2 ways. There is only one woman among 10 longest serving CEOs. Repeat. Among 10 longest serving CEOs and MDs in the sample. Pause after full stop. And MDs in the sample. Women anyway are underrepresented. Women anyway are underrepresented. Repeat. In corner offices. Our sample of 296 had only 14 women. So only should be punched because it's a very low figure, right? Our sample of 296 had only 14 women. Okay. Of these women, 43% were in financial services. Okay. Yes, just give me yes if you're repeating after me. Good Sadhana, good Jia, Sumati, good sentences. Just give me yes if you're repeating now. Now, the average tenure among women CEOs, repeat, was 3.4 years. The same as that of men. Okay. But this is driven by a few big names. What are these big names? Shikha Sharma of Axis Bank. Repeat. And Chanda Kochhar of ICICI Bank. Who have exited their roles amid controversy in recent years. So a sentence is not done, so keep that tone going. Amid controversy in the recent years. Served for 9.6 and 6.5 years respectively. Okay. Good job everyone. Nandini, George. Good. Rakesh, Santoshi, Ashwati, Aditya. Very nice. Good going. Sadhana, Shiv Kailash. Good. In developed markets, repeat. Last one. CEO tenures are linked to how well the company performs under them. Are linked to how well the company performs under them in gaining market share and delivering superior financial returns. Yes, did you all do it? Now tell me, did you punch up any particular word or did you punch down any other word apart from the ones that we were doing? Like we punched up only, we punched up few big, we punched up these names, very prominent names in the banking industry. We punched up these. Was there any particular word that you punched up? Good. Qureshi, Tenzin, Joby, Gagandeep, Abhishek, Sia, Ashwati, Khatija, Uma, Aditya, Shalini, Rakesh, Santoshi, Chintu. 3.4 years. You punched that up, Gagandeep. Good. I like here you punched but. Okay, so it's a contrast, but this is driven. So you did it like that. Good. Chintu, serve for 9.6. You punched this. You said, oh, serve for 9.6. So maybe you did it like that. Financial services, Deepthi. So that was one you did. Okay. Sadhana, under them in gaining. Okay. Okay, here. So this is where you punched. Good. Very nice. Amid, Aditya, you selected amid. Fine, works. Good. So how do you punch up? How do you take these decisions? You just decide based on what you think is important. There is no rule saying you have to punch up this particular word only. Okay. If you think this is the essence of what you're saying, this is what you want to really communicate strongly to the other person, go ahead and punch it. Okay, clear. All right, so now it's time for us to frame sentences out of the words that we learned today. Okay, so the first one, we can maybe start with an easier one. Let's take this, controversy. What do you mean by controversy? Controversy is, some kind of a long disagreement. Okay, some kind of a fight or some kind of a disagreement that happens, and usually out in the public. Okay, so a controversy cannot happen between two people individually. A controversy will happen when everyone knows about it. Okay, so you will say that the entire Bollywood industry was caught in controversy. Okay, so that's okay because that is something out in the open in the public. Good, Rakesh, you punched up Shikha Sharma because you thought that's a very important personality. Good. ICICI Bank Gandhi. Good. Now tell me controversy. Very simple. Some kind of a disagreement, some kind of a feud, but in the public domain. Yes. So SRK suicide created great controversy. Okay, good. You can say the controversy surrounding Steve Smith's ball tampering activity is still not over. Okay, you can do something like that. Tell me controversy. Very easy. Tell me. Controversy. Good, Saurabh. There's always controversy. Nandini, the design has caused controversy. Good. There are many controversies in the upcoming. Good. Works. Works. Others, give me sentences. What happened? Keep giving. Good. Ashwati, Khatija, stuck in drug controversy. Don't say controversy of drugs, just say drug controversy. There was a controversy happened. You don't have to say controversy happened. Just say controversy. That itself means something wrong happened. Phoebe Buffet, interesting name. Politicians were caught in some controversy. Uma Maheshwari, Kangana creates controversy. That's what you meant, maybe. Deepthi, nowadays, social medias, there's no plural. You should just say social media. That is the plural. Okay, creates a lot of controversy. Dheeraj Aurangzeb is the most controversial. Good one, Dheeraj. Sushant Singh suicide was a controversy, created a bit of a controversy. Aarti, okay, others. Raki Sawant knows how to take up. You can also say rake up, okay, which means to create. You can also use rake up controversies. Okay. Next, others. All right. People nowadays give controversial statements to get publicity. Good one, Sadhna. Abhishek, controversy between the Mumbai police and Kangana Ranaut is still on. Good, good, Abhishek. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So let us now get another word. Let us check another word now. Okay, which one can we take? Let's take this word. Let's take tenure. Tenure, okay? It's used for a duration in a particular position. You will say that when the current political party's tenure was coming to an end, they decided to do a lot of development activities so that they can win the elections again. Okay, a random example. George, Shalini, Donna, Santoshi, Aviva, Grishma, White Hat Junior advertisement created controversy, correct? Joby, new farmer law became controversial. Joby. If you're some students who are facing grammar related issues, try to use the rules that we learned in the morning in the 9 a.m. class, right? Try to use past continuous and give sentences. Okay, now you know the rule for sure. You're never going to make a mistake. Good, Jia. Okay, the next one, tenure, which means duration. Very simple. We are at the end of 2020 tenure. Okay, but then 2020 does not have like an official position, right? It's just something that comes and goes. Maybe think of a party, some person. Okay, think of it that way. He wanted to serve the nation even after the expiry of his tenure. Good, Janardhanan, absolutely works. I needed to serve a 3 months tenure. Good, works. The company has doubled in value during his tenure, Alekia. Beautiful. Good, Alekia. Dheeraj, the president has a tenure of 5 years. MLAs have a 5-year tenure. Wonderful. My job tenure is good, Gandhi. There you go, Gandhi. Very good. Next, Omar, Prime Minister has a tenure. Area manager of DHDT unit was tenure. Area manager had a tenure maybe. Okay, good. Akansha, Priyanka, Aarti, Varsha. Good job, everyone. Good job. Very nice. Okay, let's take one more. And what a lot of complicated words today. Okay, so let us take maybe this one. I want you to use the word significantly, this word, as a punch up. Okay, very simple. Significantly. Okay, my concepts improved significantly after I learned this method. Okay, whatever, random example. Next, you can say that his performance improved significantly after he took up some weight training. Okay, so you will use this to say that something happened and as a booster, significantly shortened, significantly improved. So it's an intensifier, it's a booster. Okay. Significantly as a booster, very easy. You can say something significantly went up, significantly came down. His attitude changed significantly, economic growth rose significantly. Okay, good, Babu. GDP fell down significantly. Good. Significant roll, Chintu. Okay, works. What else? Very good. Aarti, times of stress, her dreams seem to be especially significant. Health problems can significantly be reduced. Good. Santoshi Abhishek, Corona significantly grew. Past tense, right? Grew. Ilan George, technology advancements have been significantly, economic growth surged significantly. Okay, but Jonathan, you're already saying surged, so it already means up. Seems redundant. You can say increased significantly. Okay, Tejaswini, your chances of winning will increase significantly. Good. Okay. Due to COVID, India GDP significantly fell down. Okay, good job. Good. Varsha, online markets have significantly surged in economic operations. Very good. Good job, everyone. Great work. Great work. So with that, we come to the end of this class. Very quickly now, telling you about the forthcoming classes and the fast track program. I'll just quickly tell you about the fast track program, and then I'll tell you about the classes that are lined up after this. So the fast track program, the admissions form of which I'm just pasting on the comments box. It is also available on the video description below. So in the fast track program, what happens is you have all the learning features. Okay, so you will have video lessons inside a mobile app covering all the aspects that you need: listening, reading, writing, speaking, grammar, vocab, pronunciation, all of it done in a lot of detail. If you have the app, you can in fact check out the entire syllabus on the store tab. It will not open, of course, until you enroll, but you can see the whole curriculum. After that, you will be having daily life classes. So on Monday to Friday from 7:30 to 8:30, we will have practice class. We'll give you an assignment in the morning. You will practice that during this class. We'll discuss the solutions. And then on Saturday and Sunday, 8 to 10 p.m., we'll have concept classes, 1 week per section. So a very structured kind of an approach. After that, you will have mock tests. So there will be 10 full-length mock tests. You will do the questions, you will solve it, give it back to us. We will evaluate and send you a detailed report. Same for speaking. You will record your entire mock. I'll come in front of you in video form, and as I ask you questions, you will keep recording your answers. You will send the audios. We'll evaluate in detail. Again, we'll just not give a band score alone, but we will give you a full report saying where you're going wrong, how you should improve, and so on. Okay, like that, you will be doing 10 rounds of it. So that's why it's done in a lot of detail. And then finally, there will be unlimited doubts. So what if you have doubts, questions, concerns? You can ask as many as you want on the chat option, and we'll keep helping you out. Okay, so this particular fast track program, the fee is 6,999. We will open it at the lowest fee of 3,999 during the Learnathon. So 29, 30, and 31st, this will be at its lowest fee. How you should get in is you have to fill the form. I know you will have other smaller questions, so please fill the form. Our counselor will call you, discuss with you. You can ask all your questions, and then you will also learn how to complete the process as well. Okay, just fill the form today because we have some capacity. We will not be able to take too many students as well. So just fill the form if you want to know more, get all the details, and then you can take a call. Okay, now coming to the upcoming classes. What classes do we have now? 12 o'clock, we'll be doing essay writing. And then 1 o'clock, we will be doing something called Just a Minute. Okay, so for Just a Minute, what will happen is so there'll be fast track members who will come into the Zoom class, and I'm going to give different topics, and you have to keep speaking. So all those are also joining from YouTube. You may not be able to speak, but just do the speaking wherever you're located in. Okay. 1 minute. Next topic comes in, again, try to speak for 1 minute. Okay, so just keep doing that. It'll help you to build fluency. Okay, good. Madhvi, Annie, sir, in this course, do you check writing task 1? Yes, so each mock comprises the entire thing. One mock will have writing task 1 and task 2, full reading 40 questions, full listening 40 questions, full speaking round of 11 to 12 minutes. Okay, so that is one mock. Like that, you will do 10 mocks. Divya, correct. Jia, Khatija, Phoebe, Abdul, Alekhya, Ajanta, thank you. Madhvi, Donna, Uma, good sentences. Fine. Shalini, covered everyone. Phoebe, Aarti, Sadhna, Umar, Abhishek, Joby, Varsha, yes. All right then. Aditya, good job. We meet again at 12 o'clock. Until then, take a little break, grab something to eat or to drink, and let's come back and meet at 12 o'clock here on YouTube. Okay, bye-bye.